In the dim corridors of history, few figures are as enigmatic as the plague doctors of the Middle Ages. Embodied by their iconic beaked masks and dark cloaks, these mysterious individuals emerged during the devastating plague outbreaks that swept through Europe repeatedly between the 14th and 17th centuries. But who were these strange characters? Were they heroes, bravely risking their lives to help the afflicted? Or were they perhaps villainous opportunists, capitalizing on society's darkest hours? To understand these figures in their entirety, we must first delve into the very heart of the world they inhabited. The Black Death, which claimed the lives of an estimated 25 to 30 million people in its first wave alone, created a social and economic upheaval unprecedented at the time. Towns and villages were decimated, family ties severed, and entire communities left in despair. Amid this chaos, someone dared to walk among the sick, armed with rudimentary medical tools and dressed in long robes: the plague doctors. These doctors, often appointed to towns by local governments, performed roles that today's audiences might find both fascinating and disturbing. Historical accounts suggest that plague doctors practiced social distancing long before the term was coined, often living in complete isolation from family and friends. Their attire was a form of personal protection. The beak-like mask, stuffed with aromatic herbs, was designed to filter the air, though modern science has found it ineffective against airborne pathogens. The mask's design was not merely practical, but symbolic. Resembling the long bills of birds, which were considered scavengers, the plague doctors were seen as interveners between life and death, roaming silently through disease-stricken streets. Their presence was as much about keeping order in the city as it was about healing. With this attire came an enigmatic aura, an appearance teetering between otherworldly savior and grim reaper. But were these doctors true practitioners of medicine? The answer lies somewhere in between. While some plague doctors were formally trained, many were not. Medicine at that time was steeped in superstition and trial and error methods. Treatments varied wildly, from bloodletting to dubious concoctions, and their effectiveness was often negligible. Their roles, however, were vital for maintaining some semblance of hope and structure amidst the chaos. Some acted as record keepers, documenting each victim of the plague and any potential cures they encountered. In doing so, they laid the groundwork for future medical advancements. Yet the plague doctor's image is marred by stories of greed and corruption. Some exploited the despair of people to charge exorbitant fees for their services, preying on the desperation of the sick and dying. This loss of humanity for monetary gain has led some historians to question their true intentions, turning a figure of hope into one of suspicion. As we peel back the layers of history, the answer to whether plague doctors were heroes or villains remains elusive. They were, in fact, products of their time, individuals thrust into an unimaginable situation with only the knowledge and resources of their era at their disposal. What is undeniable is their indelible mark on history, both as symbols of resilience and as cryptic reminders of humanity's perpetual battle against the unknown. As we conclude our exploration, we are reminded of the dual nature of those who tread the fine line between darkness and light. The plague doctors may not have been heroes in the traditional sense, but their legacy continues to intrigue and inspire, challenging us to ponder the nature of heroism itself in times of unparalleled adversity.